Our next speaker is our student's choice. Jack McNally is the president of Key Club, a member of Model UN, and the Brainbusters team. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack McNally.
Hello, and good evening. Speaking to the class of 2013, or rather, speaking near the class of 2013, is an honor. Just 11 years ago, I never would have expected to be voted to be a graduation speaker at Gettysburg High School, mainly because I wasn't exactly a social butterfly at that age, but also because I didn't always go to Gettysburg area high school. In fact, my first memorable experience with any educational system was at Annunciation BBM in Hanover, a Catholic school with a couple of bad habits. That's my one pun of the night, ladies and gentlemen, I promise. I was fresh out of Philly, and moving to Hanover from anywhere except maybe Trenton is something of a downgrade. But at the Catholic school, we had fun. We played How Many People Can Stand on Your Foot and Counting Rosary Beads. But what I loved most was to read. My teachers tended not to love this quite as much, and my showdowns with Mrs. Niederer over the importance of reading versus the importance of her lectures on fractions eventually drove me from the educational system altogether and into a more vacational system of homeschooling. Reading and ramen became my life, and soon I fled Hanover, living in Biglerville and then Ortana, and seeing a vast improvement over Hanover in each. But my schooling had begun to stagnate. I ceased to read, and a change in venue and rigor was suitably necessitated. That's the pretentious part of the speech. But I got that. I got the rigor, and I got the change in venue at Gettysburg High School. I got that with this class. The senior class has been through a lot. With us, school days got longer. Flex Mod was there and then gone. And we learned that we are better off dead than not read. Unless we're talking about the warrior head issue, in which case we should avoid saying red entirely. But I digress. In arriving at Gettysburg High School, I was lucky enough to have 4 great English classes with 4 amazing teachers. And it was in my 3rd year here that I was assigned a book that I had previously read in homeschool of Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, which has recently been re-released for easy consumption as a movie. Now, when I read it originally, I found it to be vacant and kind of listless in its ultimately hollow beauty, like an Easter egg the day after Easter, or like winning the Spirit Cup. But on revisitation, I found there was much more to the novel. I was particularly fascinated by the novel's last words. Simon & Schuster, the source for reading groups, cover design by Rex Bonamelli. However, I also enjoyed the last words of the story, where Fitzgerald writes, "So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past." The current represents a desire to maintain a sense of familiarity, to go back to what has passed. Here, standing on stage, looking like a Supreme Court justice on Casual Friday, I feel like I understand what Fitzgerald was saying better than ever. Or rather, I hope I do, because that teacher who taught me about the book is right there, Miss Grigori. So, high school has passed us, in much the same way which we have passed many of our classes, or in which I have written the speech, at the last minute and in a great hurry. Like Jay Gatsby, we will look back on certain moments in our past and wish desperately that we could have them again. Also, like Gatsby, our time here has expired. Indeed, this expiration of our time here is similar in many ways to the expiration of Gatsby. Or more accurately, his funeral. A funeral is similar to a graduation because it forces your family members to dress nicely and get along. It's like a funeral because it's more about the people attending than it is about the people resting motionless at the heart of the ceremony. And it is much like a funeral because it's also a loss. 4 years are relegated to the past, commemorated in yearbooks and in memories, captured by the maroon and white and by all the webcams in the tiny netbooks that we worked on all year. I'm wise to your schemes, Blanchard. All good things must come to an end eventually. Flex mods, the Die Hard movie series, accelerated humanities courses, Harry Potter, Miss Gregoria's tenure as a teacher, my assurance that I am the smartest kid I know. Doritos Locos Tacos, polio, the right to bare shoulders, Whiskered Warriors, 30 Rock, dramatic pauses, and lists. But here, at graduation, the good things have come to an end much too soon. So congratulations to you, the class of 2013. You have made it through the best 4 years this large, asylum-like building will ever see. And to paraphrase Lincoln, the people in the audience and to my right will neither note nor long remember what I say here, but this class will never forget what we did here. And I will never forget what Christina did here, which is to steal my closing line. Thank you very much.